ThegnThrand here. This is a follow-up to a popular video that we've done before, which was actually a comparison of the Viking shield to the Spartan Aspis, and seeing which one was deadlier. The reason we did that is back in the day we used to argue with Deadliest Warrior. They decided these were an offensive weapon, the shield, which it can be used that way, but they decided like the Aspis was deadlier than the spear of the Spartan, the Dory or the Doru or the Xiphos. I don't think that's necessarily true, but in our test we proved that the heavier shield couldn't hit as hard. It was slower, had more mass, but it didn't hit as hard. Viking shield hit harder in our original test. Well, today we have an analog ballistic shell head, something we did not have back then, very much like Deadliest Warrior has, and we're going to test it out and see if either one of these shields is a good enough weapon to split a skull wide open. Okay, I'm starting with the Aspis. I'm going to try punching to the forehead. Like I said, I had it strapped on my arm. It's a pretty good representation. And one of the good ideas about this shield, not only was it good in the phalanx, but it was good with sharp weapons. You can see that I can stick my arm as far as I can out, and even with something this short, I could still use it to attack an opponent and reach it, because the shield doesn't stick out another 1.5 feet in front of it, which would, if I stuck it full out, this sword wouldn't even have reach to the opponent or this short of blade. Anyway, this was just aesthetically to show you. Let's go ahead and start with that punch. I guess I'll keep this in my hand just to do it. But I'm going to hit right here, and I'm going to try to get as much acceleration as I can and see what it does. Ooh. Well, it sure cut into our flesh, and that was a glance, so that wasn't real good. But we do know that immediately if I hit somebody that way, it would have just torn right into their skin and ripped it right off, most likely. Well, remember, this man is unarmored, so that's what we're trying to see, is how damaging it could actually be to someone not wearing armor. Remember, Deadliest Warrior was speaking of a man in armor. Oh. Again, I hit it. We have a nice cut through the eyebrow, that's exactly what that would have been. We didn't break our skull, and it did hit a fleshier part of our head, but we just busted the flesh. So yes, that would hurt, and it might knock you silly, but I don't think that would have killed him in any respect. I'll try one more time just for good measure. And we're getting the same thing. It's kind of glancing up, but it's difficult to punch with this shield. It's hard to hit right on like I want. And what we're doing is just basically tearing flesh off and some of our fibers. So I'm going to go ahead and switch over to the other shield now. But anyway, let's go ahead and we'll try the same idea. I'm going to punch to the forehead and see what it does to the actual head. So, oh! You can tell it hit it a lot harder. Did not seem to crack it, but we damaged the flesh. Let's go ahead and try another one, and I'll crank it up a bit. Oh! That was a little bit lower into the face. Hit lots of flesh, no damage to the actual bone. Oh! Okay, it looks like that one came in and hit him right across the bridge of the nose, and we split the ballistic shell. That tells me his nose would have been broken. Even this one over here on the cheek, on your cheekbone, that would have been severely damaging. These heads are hard to tell blunt trauma. It looks like so far we're just getting blunt trauma. Let's continue and we'll try one more good one. Oh! Hey!
There goes his neck.
Well, I think that shows some spinal damage. That was unbelievable.
Yeah, considering his blood is oozing out, dude.
Right, I think we should skip that.
Look underneath. His blood is oozing out of his neck.
Oh yeah, I see. Well, that shows extreme spinal damage. But that looked like one of those robots when the head jumps up in the air. Is what it looked like.
Rock'em sock'em?
Rock'em sock'em, yeah. I don't think this head would actually do that, so I was like, I would not count that as a major result of his head shooting up in the air.
Yeah, but it was still funny.
Still funny. Oh!
Yeah, now he's really a rock'em sock'em robot.
Yeah, most certainly. This can go.
And your feet are bloody.
Yeah. And it's not.
1 second. He's pissing me off.
There you go.
Isolated it.
Blunt force.
Fuck, I got blood on my shirt.
Yeah, but there you go. Now we've busted his head finally once and for all.
With a blood force trauma.
I would assume that was a severe neck injury. Neither shield were able to actually crack the skull, but apparently me wife with a tire iron was. So, hope you all enjoyed the episode.
Yep, Tyron's in his head now.
Yeah, hope you all enjoyed the episode, and forward up.